Still too close to call.
Lester Holt reporting. I want to welcome.
Back now with our series Flipping the Script, featuring people on air, on stage, and behind the scenes, shining a spotlight on diversity. This morning, we're meeting one of the first women of color to conduct an orchestra at Carnegie Hall. Maria A. Ellis is a music teacher and conductor who has performed all over the world, and she is here with us in New York to talk about her amazing career. Good to have you with us. Congratulations. It was in June that you performed at Carnegie Hall. What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was just amazing to join the ranks of other African-American women who have graced that stage. So it was like a dream come true. I performed at Carnegie Hall in 2017 with my college choir, and I said, whenever I come back, I'm coming back as the conductor. So for that to happen in about 6 years was absolutely amazing. And I got to bring my high school choir with me as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so much fun.
What was going through your mind? How did it feel to just be up there in that moment?
Well, this was my first time ever conducting orchestra.
Really?
Yes. So what was going through my head was just don't mess up. But it was so much fun, and I practiced really hard. I'm working on my master's at Webster University, so I was working with my professor, Dr. Trent Patterson, and we worked very hard for 2 years to prepare me to get there. And once we got on that stage, it was magical. It was so much fun.
That you didn't start small. You're like, this is my first time conducting an orchestra, and I'm going to do it at Carnegie Hall. I love, you brought with me here your batons, right?
I did. All pretty in pink. But this is what we use as an extension of our hands so that the orchestra and the choir can see what we're doing. And you kind of get it like fitted to your hand. It's kind of like Harry Potter where the wand chooses the wizard. It's kind of like that. But you find one that fits in your hand really well. And, you know, pink is my color, so I had to find a pink one.
You've got the pink baton, you've got the pink shirt that says
That's
Girl
right.
Conductor.
That's
Talk
right.
about Girl Conductor.
Well, Girl Conductor came about because I was not seeing women on the podium. I always knew I wanted to be a conductor. I started conducting choirs when I was about 12 years old and just never saw women. I only saw white males. And when I saw my first black woman conductor was 2020, Dr. Jan Taylor.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I wanted to create a platform so other girls could see themselves on the podium. Because sometimes if you don't see yourself doing it, then you just believe that you don't do those things. So that's where Girl Conductor started. It has now evolved to create more diverse music education resources. I try to use all different types of genres of music to teach music literacy.
Talk about that, because I mean, for you, you didn't necessarily get the education that was best for you growing up, right?
Yeah, growing up, I've been in a choir for as long as I can remember, but my school didn't teach like basic music literacy, like how to sight read, meaning just pick up a piece of music and just read it. We didn't learn those skills. And so when I went to study at college, I didn't get in the first time because I didn't have those skills, but I worked really hard that summer, auditioned again, got in and just started working. But then after working, I said, there has to be another way that we can still speak this same language, but we can speak it in a way that everybody else can understand it. And so I started using gospel music and hip hop and pop and finding different ways just to teach.
Making music relatable is so important, especially when it comes to young people. I also love you host, it's a radio show, right?
Yes.
And it's called Bach and Beyonce.
That's right, Bach and
because
Beyonce.
There's a lot of common ground there, right?
There is. There's a lot of common ground, not only just with the music, but with the stories behind these incredible artists. I mean, we look at Bach and sometimes we put him on this very high pedestal, but Bach had a past as well, and we don't talk about that as much. So I love comparing those two worlds together.
I know you say that you're a conductor of heartbeats. Talk about what that means.
What that means is when we sing together, when we make music together, our hearts beat as one. And I have the privilege and the honor to stand before ensembles and get our hearts beating as one so that the audience can then feel the energy that we have on stage.
What does that feel like when you're in that moment and everyone's sort of
Oh my
beating as
gosh,
one?
it's unreal. I always tell singers, you can always tell when you're singing in tune because the room will speak back to you and you literally get chills running through your body because you have hit that chord, you've hit those right notes. And then the audience, they feel it as well and you see them smiling and getting excited as well.
We have about 30 seconds here, but what is your top message to a young person who's looking at you and says, I want to be just like Maria?
The sky's the limit. So you have all these incredible people who have already started this path for you. Come join us and widen it and make it bigger so that everybody has access to music literacy or conducting or whatever they want to do in music.
That is amazing. Maria Ellis, you are an inspiration. We
Thank you so
appreciate you
much.
coming here. And you got to run back to St. Louis now,
That's right. I got rehearsal tonight, so I have to get back.
So don't worry. If you're watching right now, she will be at rehearsal tonight. Everything's going to be okay. Maria A. Ellis, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
That is going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now, but please stay with us. The news continues.